Let's take a seat. What a lovely, warm Liverpoolian welcome for Dominic. Actor Dominic, so you're English-born but Australian brought up, is that right, or have I got that the wrong way around?
No, you're right. I was born in Boston and moved to Australia when I was 2.
Uh-huh. Whereabouts in Oz?
Sydney.
Oh, cool. Is that where you spent most of your childhood upbringing?
Yeah, it was, until I was 28 and then I moved to the States.
Let's just go back to the childhood a bit first. We've got all these wonderful questions waiting for you. Did you still have family over in the UK?
I do. I have my Uncle Paul, my cousin Gail, nephew Matt, and a whole bunch of them. Still in Liverpool.
Brilliant. Do you get to see them? Have you seen them while you're here this weekend?
Seeing them tonight, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Going out for a meal or just visiting them at home?
Well, my cousins like to drink, so I'll be getting on it tonight, I think.
Fantastic. And obviously, how did acting come into your life? Was it one of these things where you're at school and you see an actor or see a film or like a story and think, I want to be part of that whole journey of being a character like that? A person? Or was it more simple than that?
It was an accident. I had no desire to be an actor at all. I was doing landscape gardening when I left school, and my girlfriend happened, she was an actress or a model or whatever it was, and I picked her up in a casting room, and I'd just finished work, and I was sitting there reading a magazine, and the cast... Yeah, okay. And,
We're coming.
And then she'd finished the casting and came out, and the casting lady said, "Who's that?" And my girlfriend said, "That's my boyfriend." And I was in my work gear and everything, and she said, "He has the perfect face for a cigarette commercial."
How did you take that?
Whatever. And so,
What's the perfect?
and then she said, "Come into the room to introduce myself to the camera." And she says, when you hit that line, just say, "What's my name?" And so I hit the line and I said, "What's my name?" And she said, no, "What's your name?" And then I said, "I'm Dom, I do this, I do that." And then a couple of days later, I got the role, the commercial.
Over your girlfriend?
Yeah.
So she did a complete recast.
Not over my girlfriend, but they were looking for a guy, and I happened to be that guy.
Wow, so that got you thinking, well, this is easy.
It got me thinking because it was so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have to speak. All they did was they wired a cigarette to my finger, and put me in this little raft, and we were going down this ravine. The raft tipped over, and they flew me over to Asia, and I came back up, and I had this cigarette in my hand, saying, "Hey, I saved the cigarette," and I thought, wow. They gave me 50 grand for that. And
I was just going to say, I'm getting paid for this.
I said, man, I want to do this for a living. This is easy.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't as easy as I thought. Then I ended up going to drama school and did that for 3 years. And Hugh Jackman was one of my classmates. I finished that and graduated and did a lot of theatre and TV shows in Australia, some films and stuff. And then I got I kind of got spotted in the American agency they called me, and bang, the rest is history.
Fantastic, isn't that a wonderful, it's textbook, that is textbook. And what I really like about that is you actually realise, I need to study my art, I need to go and actually do a grounding, get in the theatre, learn to do...
I went to drama school because wasn't so much about studying my art, I had no want to study my art, I was so bad that I had to go to drama school. And fortunately, I got in, and then they taught me the fundamentals and what have you. Here I am.
Wonderful. Well, I'm a psychotherapist, and I always look at actors and think...
You're a psychotherapist?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I pull up close and personal to people's real worlds rather than role play, real play. But I often think about my acting friends and think, how on earth you step into the shoes of another and really convincingly live it enough to touch us at home through the screen or on stage. I'm in so much respect for that. I really am. as we've got people queuing already, shall we turn over the questions to you guys, yeah? All right, let's start at number 1. Okay, we need the mic live, just over on number 1, Marcus. Hello, what's your name again? Amanda and Georgina. See, Samantha and Georgina. Your mic's not quite live yet, so I shall relay if Dominic can hear better as well. What's your question? Hey, thank you.
If you had to choose between your role in Legends of Tomorrow and Prison Break, which one would you choose?
Prison Break.
Simple. Samantha, anything?
Why?
Better show.
I mean, I completely agree, but...
What?
I completely agree.
Yeah, thank you. I agree as well.
Amazing show, honestly. I'm sad it ended, but...
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, both of you. Over at 2.
Hi, my name's Kenya, and I've got a little bit of a two-part question here. So the first one is, in order to play the character of Lincoln Burrows, did you do any method acting to, get yourself in the character role?
I don't do method acting. I learn my lines, I hit my mark, and I get the fuck off stage.
Well, at least you tell the truth. And then my second question is, have you ever had any experience where people have actually thought that you were a prisoner? And you've escaped or anything like that?
Yes. It happened once Prison Break aired, the first time it ever aired, which is 2005 or 6. And we were shooting in Chicago, and I went to a CVS, which is a pharmacy. And this old lady was looking at me strangely. And what you had to realise at the time, there was billboards of myself and Wentworth Miller, and playing inmates. And that was the image of me behind bars throughout town and throughout America and stuff. And she was looking at me very strangely. And I went to the other aisle, and she was like... Before I knew it, these 2 cops rolled up, and she said, "He's escaped from prison. He's the guy on the billboards." And the cops just went, "Oh no, he's an actor. Don't worry about it."
They'll still be dining out on that, I bet, those 2 cops.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's brilliant. And also about method acting, that's a really good question. I heard, is it Gangsters of New York? And let me get this right. Who's the fine actor who did last time? Nobody could. I heard that he's one of the biggest method. He believed in that at the time and really lived. What was his character? Was it something of New York?
Bill the Butcher.
And he actually lived it, didn't he, for months? And people got really scared of him on set. Allegedly.
Daniel was. I mean, in my personal opinion, I think the 2 greatest film actors of all time. Number 1, Marlon Brando and Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, I'm not judging actors' method or how they process the work. I mean, it's all individualistic. But I actually believe Daniel Day-Lewis when I watch him. I actually believe that he is that character. And, there's a lot of evidence to support that theory as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. I saw Unbearable Likeness of Being, my left thumb. I'm a huge fan. And one day I was going to be introduced to him while I was working out in a gym in West London. And it was the first and only time I've gone, no, I don't know what to say. I went, I literally got, ugh. I wouldn't know what to say. So I said to my friend, a gladiator who I trained with, who trained with him in Hyde Park for runs, I said, no, leave him. I'd just come out with mush, because I was so starstruck. Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis, absolutely amazing. And over to number 1. Hello, what's your name?
Peter.
Peter! Shout loudly, we can just get you on that mic. Yeah!
Can I grab it?
You can grab it, I think you can. You lower it, yeah. You've done it. You've killed it.
What was your favorite scene from Prison Break?
Wonderful question, Peter.
That's a really good question. I think the most, it wouldn't necessarily be the most fun, but it was the scene that I most remember is when they put me, they put Lincoln on the electric chair in the first year, I believe, and that was a harrowing kind of weird feeling. And we actually shot in a real prison called Joliet, and the first season. So there were a lot of bad spirits and ghosts and all that kind of stuff. And that serial killer, John Wayne Gacy, he was in the cell that I filmed in throughout that first year. It was really kind of creepy.
What a location! What was that location manager on?
Something.
What a brilliant question, Peter. Where are you from?
Spain.
Ah, you're from Spain. Brilliant. That was a fab question to Dominic. Thank you so much. We can give a hand for Peter. Over to number 2.
Hi, I'm Alex, and just wondering, what's your favourite scene for you to film?
Favourite season?
Yeah.
First. I think of Prison Break we talk about?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first season of Prison Break was just beautiful storytelling. You know, and it was unique, it was original, and funny enough, the show was only supposed to have lasted for 1 season, and because it was so successful, they made another one, and we kept breaking out of prison. We kept breaking in, and we kept breaking out, and we kept breaking in, and we kept breaking out. So yeah, first.
Also, who's the best person to film with?
Wentworth, my brother. And Wentworth's a wonderful human being in real life. We're very close, very good friends.
Great questions. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, my name's Brooke, and if you didn't play Lincoln, who would you have played?
In Prison Break? Or what role would I have preferred to have played if I didn't play Lincoln?
Yeah.
Certainly not Michael. Too many words. Probably Bellick. I would have loved to have played Bellick.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, number 2.
Right, just a question. I know you talked Prison Break, but I'm a bit of a Legends fan, so I apologise.
Yeah.
But in like the crossover episodes, did you enjoy seeing those ones compared to like just the normal Legends episodes? And were they any different in how you prepared as a set, as a group and stuff?
I've never actually watched an episode.
Really? I have.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh.
What was it?
And I've actually watched maybe 3 episodes of Prison Break.
Is that something you don't like to watch other shows, or is it just?
I don't think it's necessary I don't like to watch it. It's just that when you're there, day in, day out, and you know what you read the scripts and you know what it's about, and you know I certainly watched the pilot of Prison Break and I went, wow, this is incredible. This is an amazing TV show. I don't recall watching Legends of Tomorrow or Arrogance.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
But I did love playing Mick Rory. I loved that character.
Oh, absolutely. I have to say, like, as a fan of it, you brought something to the franchise that no other character had in there.
Thank you, son.
As someone who watched it, thank you very much for your performance. It's brilliant.
Thanks, mate. I've seen Mick Rory in outtakes and stuff and whatever. But no.
Isn't that nice to hear that though as well? When you get that sort of level of feedback from how someone, pulls up alongside your character and what you bring to the screen.
I think this is one of the reasons, coming to these conventions and meeting the fans and people that kind of, appreciate your work, and it's nice to hear that feedback. I don't want to sound pompous because my profession is certainly not rocket science, and I'm not a surgeon saving lives, but we do as actors and performers and entertainers and the like, and sports people, we take people out of their realities for a certain, and there were the amount of times that people had said to me today that they were watching, they watched Prison Break through COVID and lockdown, and it really helped them psychologically. So.
Wow. Watching Prison Break through COVID, absolutely. There's loads of context and parallels there, I imagine. Thank you, and thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Back over to number 1.
Hi, so my question is there anything you would have changed about the ending of Prison Break, or were you quite happy with how it turned out?
Season 4 or season 5?
The very end, the very end.
Yeah, can you remind me what happened at the very end?
To be fair, I can't remember myself.
To be fair, neither can I.
Okay, could someone come on the mic and explain?
What happened at the end of season 5? I don't know.
Just as you were saying, sometimes you don't watch your own work back. You may be aware of it, but sometimes, I suppose it's like if you put your heart into an essay at school or something and you just don't want to read back through it at the end of it. You spent enough time with it is what we're trying to say. But yeah, the questions have come out today quite a bit for a number of characters from different shows. What would it be if you could change the end? And a lot of them get stumped on it as well, whether they've seen it or not, or are aware of it. What would you have liked?
She can't remember.
No, she can't remember, but just make something up.
I would have liked Lincoln to have like a romance that properly was told. I would have liked that. A good Lincoln romance.
Yeah, so would I.
I saw that sigh. Oh, thank you. Let's go over to number 2.
Well, it's Penner here. First of all, I wanted to say I've watched a lot of series. I think when I got to Prison Break the first time I watched it, I think the first season for me was just gripping. Like nothing you've seen. I think it was edge of the seat stuff and you think this is amazing, where's it going with it? Second season I thought was brilliant. Third and fourth for me fell away a bit, that's personally. I don't know how you keep up with those 2 seasons. I thought they were fantastic, groundbreaking. What's the future hold for you in terms of seasons, or are you going into films, and where do you go? First of all, I just wanted to give you the recognition I don't think you got for the first 2 seasons on Prison Break.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I agree with you. I thought that the problem with Prison Break was we did the first season, became a hit, so they needed 2. And I thought season 1 and 2 would have been enough. But then because it became this economic, made a lot of money, so we went to season 3 and then season 4 and season 5. What was the second part of your question?
What's the future for you?
I'm slated to do a couple of movies next year. I'm loath to talk about them, but they're good films. I love the scripts, and I love the actors I may be potentially working with, so very excited.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you. Back over to number 1.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
What's your favourite series other than Prison Break?
My favourite series. Well, I love Breaking Bad. You know that show? Probably not. Maybe, I don't know. Breaking Bad, I think. What's your favourite show?
Maybe Harry Potter.
I loved Harry Potter too. I did watch it. I did watch it. My girlfriend was saying, "You gotta watch Harry Potter." I was like, "Oh God, no!" And then, bang! I was hooked. I spent like a week watching them back to back to back to back. So much fun.
What's your name? Olivia. Did you see that we had Bonnie Wright who played Ginny earlier? Yeah. It was good. That was good fun. Anyone else see Ginny when she was with us, Bonnie Wright? Yeah, there was a few of you. Well, thank you, my lovely. Okay, over to number 2.
Hi, my name is Hannah. I was just wondering, because we've mentioned it a few times, like how season 1 and 2 were like so good, but then it kind of got a bit repetitive. Do you think it went on for like a bit too long, or like what would you have stopped it at? Or would you have added on more?
Well, season 3, it cut halfway through because we had a writer's strike. Then we did season 4, and it was.
Who's going to say?
Am I boring you that much? Hey, I'm boring myself. Season 4, I think. I didn't particularly like season 4. I didn't like the whole Scylla thing. I thought that was silly. But season.
I like that last episode a bit. Like I thought that was quite a nice ending, and then I saw that there was a season 5, and I was like.
Yeah. Do you know the ending of season 5?
No, I never got around to watching it because I was like season 4.
Does anyone know the ending of season 5?
Yeah, you know.
What happened?
You have to run up to the mic and help us. If you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, stop being shy. God.
Go on then.
It's at the end where you might get called, come back from Syria, I think it is, and you both sit down on a field and with Michael's family.
Ah, yes, I remember that. And so Michael and Lincoln are not dead.
No.
But Teabag, someone killed Teabag's son.
Yeah.
And then Teabag killed that person. I ended up in the same cell. It's coming back.
Well, you've got to remember they don't shoot always in sequence on every episode, is that right? And how long was every episode to take to film?
10, 11 days.
10, 11 days, yeah. And a lot of that will be shot out of sequence. And it's, yeah, it messes with the mind of the talent sometimes, and the crew and everybody else. You can imagine, can't you?
Absolutely.
Huge vehicle. Great questions, thank you. Over to number one.
Hello. A lot of actors spend a lot of time unemployed. How daunting was it to move from Australia to LA? And is it true, as an Australian actor, you can't get a passport without being in Neighbours or Home and Away?
It was very daunting. I had a healthy career in Australia, and I came to the States, and I was in shock. I lost all confidence. I'd go to an audition and, crash it. And eventually I just got my shit together. Oops, sorry. I got my stuff together, and I just remembered Olivia's here somewhere. Where is she? Where is that girl? Olivia, where are you? Oh, okay. No, sorry. Didn't mean to swear. Yes, daunting. Yes. But I just stuck with it and believed in myself, and eventually I got a TV show. It was called John Doe, and that was in 2000. So yeah.
Thank you.
So is that a normal kind of a rite of passage for an Australian actor to think, I've got to go West Side, I've got to do LA at some point, because it's kind of the mecca, isn't it, Hollywood, the foundations of Hollywood. What drew you? What was that moment when you thought, I'm going to have to do it?
4 children. I have 4 kids, and I could not have had a career in Australia. I couldn't afford. There isn't much of a career in Australia. It's a very small industry. You have Home and Away, you have Neighbours, and you have the occasional independent film. So it's hard to make a living there.
Fair enough, absolutely. Let's come over to number 2. What's your name, lovely?
My name's Grace, and I know you don't like to talk about it, but season 6 of Prison Break,
Yeah.
is there a chance of it happening, or...?
I would love season 6 to happen. There is talk about it. If people, it's the big industry that needs to kind of come together and say we want to make it. Disney, Fox. We were slated to do season 6, then Disney merged with Fox, and it all went south. But the people, the producers, executive producers, and blah blah blah, we're on board about doing another season 6.
And in your opinion, Grace, was it?
Yeah.
What would you like to see in season 6?
I'm not really sure, just like Michael's life with his kid and like Lincoln and Sheba, their life together.
That'd be lovely.
Get writing.
Get writing.
We'll send you some addresses. Thank you, Grace. Hello.
Oh.
What? Look at you. Have you just come out of your cockpit?
Yeah.
Love it.
Hello, Dom.
Hi, mate.
My name is Joe.
Hey, Joe.
I have a question regarding John Doe.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the show was sort of cut before we got to the end of it,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't really solve the mystery as to who he is.
Mm-hmm.
How did he get his quote-unquote superpowers?
Mm-hmm.
How does he know everything? It was cut show. We never found out. It's been bothering me for 2 decades now. I'm still interested. Why, who, and what?
Still bothering me. I have no idea. I mean, seriously. I heard somewhere that he was the reincarnation of some, like Jesus Christ or something like that. He was the son of something profound and powerful, and he was here to save the world from itself. And the story with that show was It wasn't cancelled because it wasn't getting enough ratings. It was just a combination of political factors that got in the way of it. And you know, they wanted to shoot it in LA and show people. The other people wanted to shoot in Vancouver. And it just became this kind of mess. But I think that's all I know about it, honestly. Sorry.
All right. Thank you very much.
And thank you. Hello, on number 2.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Izzy, and the question is, other than Wentworth Miller, do you stay in contact with anyone else from the show?
Yeah, Amari, Sucre, Rockman Dunbar, Cena. That's about it.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
And thank you. Hello, on mic number 1. You got around your neck.
It's a snake.
It's a
As you do.
As you do, of course. What's your
Right,
name?
I'm George,
Hiya,
and
George.
I'm from the town. The Dune, as you're now.
I do know.
Basically, my question is, one, I have to got a confession, I've never watched Prison Break. I've never watched all of Harry Potter, so I'm definitely in the minority in this room. But basically, was there any pranksters on Legends? Or any funny bits that went on?
There's always funny bits going on because sometimes it gets so boring being on set for 14 hours a day. So in between setups, and yeah, there's a lot of pranks going on. Yeah.
What's your best one?
I don't know.
What's that one that sticks in
I don't.
Oh. Was there anybody who was known to kind of go, oh, he's bored, he's at something?
Well, me. I would let people know that I'm bored.
Go on, what did you do? Anything, just start shuffling? Or could you just looking around?
I'd start getting...
Furtively, mischievously.
I'd just start getting grumpy.
Yeah.
And as soon as Dom gets grumpy, I'd say, yeah, he needs to go home.
Let him go.
Yeah, let him go.
Just
That's good.
It's a wrap for the day. Well, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Over to number 2.
What was playing Dracula on Blade 3 like?
Ooh. It was good. It was one of my first big kind of films. You know, it was the first time I was really introduced to weights, like working out and stuff. And that was good. I loved working with Ryan Reynolds, Jessica Biel, Wesley. It was a fun experience. It was good. I was a kid when I did that. I think I was about 30, maybe. I'm old.
Like 30. For the things you've done. Is that all right for you? Yeah, thank you. Over to number 1.
Hi, I'm Naomi. I was just wondering, do you feel like you share anything in common with your character on Prison Break?
That's a good question. Yes, sometimes I can get very intense. I can be withdrawn as a person sometimes. We never see the goofy side of Lincoln. There's a goofy side to me, obviously. Yeah, there's a lot of... we both have fiery tempers, but always not a rational temper. It's like if I get triggered if someone's a bully or if someone's disrespecting me. You know, I don't like that. I guess that the summation of the